10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Earth Spirit.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Dark Seer.
Radiant team pick.
Alright, everything seems to be set up, so with this, we're going to jump into the draft. It's one of those strange days where the game starts before the stream is even started. I am terribly sorry for the delay. But yeah, Horde first picking the Earth Spirit here, who is pretty powerful right now. He's not always first pick material. You need to have a player who's really comfortable with him. You need to have the kind of draft, or at least the kind of drafter who knows how to make him work.
5 seconds
remaining. And going with a Darkseer first pick, who is just so strong during the laning stage, and his tankiness has really become valuable since last patch. And a Juggernaut as well. Juggernaut really fierce when it comes to damage, and he comes online incredibly fast for a carry, so going in got that going on for themselves, which is pretty sweet.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
And Lifesteal has come out for Horde, so Earth Spirit Taxi isn't half bad. Like, it's not as good as Blink Dagger Slardar or something, but the ability to roll up in there, you know, cast a big Earth Spirit ultimate and then have Lifesteal proc out, especially if you're going for a team fight to initiate like a team fight, it's really powerful. Also, it's a very freaking interesting pick.
Dire team ban.
And now Shadow Fiend has been banned out here by going in.
5 seconds remaining.
And I mean Shadow Fiend Lifesteal is really ridiculous because of the armor reduction in the first place. And secondly, because Lifesteal is really good at running at them while Shadow Fiend stays in the back. So you got a tanky frontliner with absolute magic immunity to take everything to the face, Lifesteal up again. He can slow people for Shadow Fiend as well to like finish them off with a raise combo.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
And now a lot of reserve time going into the fourth ban here, but that has pretty much become accustomed with so many so powerful heroes in the meta. And it's gonna be a Tidehunter here, so that's definitely a huge request or respect ban, I mean.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Shadow Demon.
And
Dire
it's gonna
team
be a
pick.
Shadow Demon picked up here for team going in. Shadow Demon really powerful. Arguably not as much with Juggernaut compared to a Luna combo, but the fact that Juggernaut is gonna pick up a Manta is definitely going to be beneficial if you
10
want to prepare
seconds
for a
remaining.
team fight, if you need some extra illusions for scouting, or just to mess with the enemy.
5 seconds remaining.
Can lead to some pretty hilarious results if you play it right. Especially with the, like, if you get something like
Radiant team
a really
pick.
strong stun or so, I don't know, maybe. Actually, a really good question. What would be a really strong stun here? Because my point is, the Juggernaut is a hero really prone to picking up a
10 seconds
Fusel Blade, and the
remaining.
Fusel Blade deals a shit ton of damage when paired with a Manta Style or
5
illusions in
seconds
general, so
remaining.
you can have 4 Juggernaut illusions whacking at a person just to burn their mana away, and
Reserve
that
time.
can get really annoying. Burns just as fast as an anti-mage, if not faster, because
Dire
Juggernaut can
team
generally
pick.
get higher attack speed because he doesn't really need Battle Fury, he doesn't really need those kind of items anti-mage relies on really heavily. Of course, the damage it deals is not as good because it's illusions and all, but burning someone's mana, especially against
10
Ogre Magi,
seconds
who's really
remaining.
tanky, would be so sweet. And now OD as well,
Radiant
talk about
team
mana
ban.
burn, but then again OD is really hard to get to. It's really good at clearing of illusions, so a nice counter pick to deal with the Juggernaut Shadow Demon, or like Shadow Demon in general. The mana drain of OD, the intelligence steal, all works so
10
well against
seconds
support that
remaining.
revolves around mana management, knowing when to cast your Shadow Poison, etc.
5 seconds remaining.
And a Spirit Break against OD. With proper ward vision, this pick can be so powerful, because if you
Reserve
see Spirit
time.
Break charging at somebody, an example, you're 2 or 3 people, you got an OD there, you see Spirit Break approach with the charge, so you already turn, then he comes at you, you just put him in the imprisonment, interrupt the charge, and can set up a really nice kill. So, OD, a fast pick and a really good one at that.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick.
Alright, so last Luna and Sand King band out here. The Luna being banned out is, of course, with the Shadow Demon, kinda understandable. You can put Juggernaut mid, especially with Spirit Break, who can
5
provide
seconds
support on the middle
remaining.
lane, bully people away, help Juggernaut set up kills early on. I mean, a Juggernaut
Reserve
charge
time.
comboed with a spin if you, like, first start the spin and then while the person is retreating towards their tower, you get a Spirit Break, you're charging in there, stunning them up. If he gets a second bash, that person is definitely dead during the first 3 to 5 levels. I mean, it's an OD, he can Astral Imprisonment himself to save his life, but even then it's not all that great.
Radiant team pick.
Last pick for Horde is gonna be a Bat Rider here, giving OD an opportunity to get a lot of auto attacks
10
off.
seconds remaining.
That's
5
pretty
seconds
handy on its
remaining.
own because while the team fight is still in its starting phase, you can steal a crap ton of
Reserve
intelligence.
time.
Invoker.
An example, Alright, that's an Invoker. That's a really tasty Bat Rider target, but also a really good counter for the Bat Rider if you don't take him because of the Tornado and everything. So we might see a couple of early investments, since usually it's nowadays Exhort Voker. We might see a couple of early investments in the Wax just for the Tornado. And I mean, you don't need a lot of range or anything, you just need a good live time for the Tornado to make it work to counter Bat Rider. And with that, we're gonna load in.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, so much for the mandatory starting pause. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the teams real quick before I get into early ward vision. We got Pablo on the Earth Spirit, 33 on the Bat Rider. Next up, Excalibur on the OD, followed by Eki, team captain, former Alliance member, pretty famous guy on the Ogre Magi.
30 seconds to battle.
And last but not least, on the Lifestealer, who might not have the easiest game here, to be honest. Like, Spirit Breaker is good against Lifestealer, Juggernaut as well. So, George C here, or Gorkt, he's gonna struggle a lot against this matchup, I think. Maybe not if he gets a lot of farm, manages to find a lot of farm across the map, maybe even build an early Midas. Their team seems greedy enough on paper to like go without one, but considering how hard Lifestealer will have it against this draft. Anyways, over on going in, we got Mikey on the Darkseer, we got Blazemon on the Invoker, next up is DNZ on the Spirit Breaker. Followed by Oyazumi on the Juggernaut. Going for a pretty good creep block here, but just look at Bat Rider. His hitbox is amazing. Anyways, last but not least, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about Jabs on his Shadow Demon, who is gonna ruin Bat Rider's blocking efforts to some extent. Didn't quite go perfectly, like they're still attacking the ranged creep, but like it would be perfect if two would be attacking the ranged creep and one would have been attacking the melee creep, because then you can deny a ranged creep and a melee creep, and that way keep a really good lane momentum going. But this is pretty close to perfect to make sure that the ranged creep gets picked up early so the wave doesn't passively push. And like I called, Spirit Breaker on the middle lane, however not with a Juggernaut, with Blazemon's Invoker instead, against Eki on an Ogre Magi. And Ogre Magi really excels against Exhort Voker and the Spirit Breaker as well, just because of his huge tankiness early on. 8 armor, without anything on level 1. He's gonna make sure OD has some safe farm early on.
Denied. Not for you.
And I'm gonna put up the last hits. There we go. We're in the second creep wave now, and
Selfish.
no wait, this is actually the third one. Never mind. Third creep wave, my mistake. But so far, Lifestealer is having a really good lane, making sure to pick up a lot of farm. She's desperately gonna need going to the mid game, where this Lifestealer is gonna struggle hard. Like, his magic immunity is really powerful against Invoker. And Shadow. And Shadow Demon. And even Darkseer. Spirit Breaker is so good against Lifesteal because of the bashes. Like, he has a good deal of armor. At least good enough to, like, tank a Lifesteal for a couple of hits, hit him in the face to bash him up, to give his team a chance to grab a kill on the Lifestealer. If worse comes to worse.
Denied.
Alright, so we're gonna see a bit of harassment on the middle lane, but nothing too big. OD, of course, with the Astral Imprisonment, should be able to keep himself alive for a pretty long while. Got the Mana Aura as well, so he can spam it out every time Spirit Breaker tries to go for something.
How'd that happen?
How'd that happen?
Alright, so Lifesteal is still farming up in a really good spot in terms of like last hits. I mean, yes, Darkseer is a really big pain in the lane, but with the Rage and the Lifesteal, he should be able to keep himself alive. Now the creep wave is gonna be a bit annoying here. He could always turn on the Rage to deal with the Iron Shroud creep, kill the other one to heal up, but and he wants to save his mana. No real mana regen on him. That's gotta hurt, missing 2 CS in a row. I mean, we all know the feeling when you're like, I'm gonna set up these CS perfectly, and you set them up perfectly, but you're so concentrated on the setup that you... Wait, what just happened? Alright, Jab's going down. All the way on the tower. I completely missed 33 there. I mistake, but that's a beautiful gank rotation from the Batrider.
Dire's
I saw him.
bottom tower is under attack.
I saw him like over there a bit ago, but damn. 33 here, really making some effective plays and stuff. I'm sorry if I seem a bit off right now. I got home literally 5 minutes ago. No, actually 19 minutes by now. I've been busy setting up the lobby and everything, so. But anyways, here we go. Now this time around, engagement of the Juggernaut. They're not gonna give him a chance to spin early on. Wait, does he even have spin? Oh, it just got a cooldown. Never mind. Not having a spin and being this far out. Sometimes a really good risk to take. Not in this case.
Brother, where are you?
Who's asking?
Alright, that's a pretty big gold swing as well. Killing off the second in terms of last hits there. Now Pablo getting bashed up, sunstriking up. Counter kill for going in here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, Chinese caster making a bit of a mistake there, pinging out the Shrine Health. But hey, I think it's pretty cool that we actually got Chinese casters on a tournament like this. Tournament keeps on growing and growing as well. I'm really glad to be a caster here. Sometimes we get some really insane matches. And like I said, the early point investment from the Invoker into Wax just to deal with Batrider to get the Alacrity as well usually grants you a lot of value by taking it early on. I mean, the attack speed might not be of any importance, but 40 bonus damage isn't bad. I miss it when during the beta Invoker was way more utility oriented. Not sure if any of you guys remember, but Electricity duration actually scaled on Wax. As well as a couple of other things which now don't. So you had Quas, which was a bit of like a tanky disabler Invoker, but Wax was like almost full support. EMP was more about the mana burn than about the damage. The Alacrity was pretty powerful in later levels, so you could become Invoker support, like... You take the offlane Invoker, which actually was a thing back then. During, like, the open beta days. Take an Invoker solo lane with a jungler who can rotate in to help you. How I miss the times of Nature's Prophets coming to help the support top lane Invoker so that he... Oh my god, the stun on 3 there by Pablo. And I mean Pablo, he's a legendary Earth Spirit player and tier 2
Dire's
circles.
top tower is under attack.
Make some really great plays like those pretty often. He was really patient there as well, waiting for the Spirit Breaker to charge, waiting for just the right moment, and we got a pause. Just some, you know, new Dota issues. But that's giving me a bit of time to take a look at the early game. I'm gonna switch over to net worth. So Juggernaut, even though he has really good farm, he died. OD also got insanely good farm. And of course Juggernaut, he's on the bottom lane, so... Yeah, right now he isn't, but he was on the bottom lane, so... My point being is... You can farm creep camps, you know, like when there's a creep pool and no waves nearby to get some additional gold, but... That isn't quite accurately represented in the last it's an example, because... Early on, those little satyr creeps are worth like half of what a normal like lane creep is worth. I love how they're called creeps, by the way. I don't know, it's just one of those Dota things. Luckily, we're gonna go back in pretty quick, actually. Just a short pause. And the scan comes out, finds Blazemon. Batright planning to go in, but look at the sneaky TP from DNZ, and now DNZ charging out towards the Ogre Magi. A little bit low on mana there, but I guess he'll be fine. Okay, doing him the favor of giving him a 1 charge with the Cold Snap and the Iron Shell. Almost with the 1 charge, no! Pablo's the zoning remnant saving the day. Meanwhile, however, on the top lane, Lifesteal, like I said, he was gonna have a hard game. Juggernaut so good against him. The Rage Magic community is really powerful against Darkseer, but if you pair Darkseer with Juggernaut, Juggernaut can keep running at you even in the range, and he can keep delivering damage with the crits there. Not the biggest chance, but the value point definitely worth it.
I'll take that as tribute.
Sometimes life just reminds me of how much I love this game.
Juggernaut!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I like the light reflection effect on the dragons. Come on, that purple light looks pretty badass. I don't know, they should make that like a positive ability or something. You know, Dragon Rage, and then you get that purple reflection all over the dragon. That would be so freaking amazing. But yeah, on the top lane we got some action. And it's gonna be the Lifesteal again. I mean, it was clear that he was gonna have a hard game, but... Going in, definitely applying the pressure. The struggle is real for Gitter here. He has some issues with his cat. Alright, we got to go.
Surgical.
And the game is pretty quiet. I mean, going in, they wait till they can safely push with aggressive plays, make things happen, and if they can't, they'll just, you know, push a bit here and there, but not really apply any pressure at all. They won't even bother defending their bottom tower yet. No early rotation to scare them off.
Radiant's bottom tower
That they might
is
actually
under attack.
try and trade towers here, it
Dire's middle
seems.
tower is under attack.
Fair trade agreement. Bot tower going down quite a bit quicker. Fortified up. Dire got fortification too though, so we're about to see that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Radiant
attack.
tower still alive. Dire backing up
Dire's
for a
middle
second without a
tower
creep
is
wave.
under attack.
Meanwhile, in the middle,
Dire's middle tower has
the Dire
fallen.
actually got the tower. Or the Radiant got the Dire tower.
Radiant's
The
bottom
Dire
tower
don't have the
is
bottom
under
tower
attack.
just yet. So, if they wanted to, a safety rotation would be possible here. Never mind, it's gonna be an early erosion stat. Surely getting the value, or trying to get the value out of that tower push. But we're gonna see a smoked up Bat Rider. OD and Ogre Magi, and yeah, that's gonna be a retreat. Way too risky if everybody's moving forward. And the Radiant, they think they know what's going on. And
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
just got confirmation. Here comes the taxi. Oh boys, the damage. Bat Rider, like I said, he's counted pretty hard, but who really cares if you have a Lifesteal taxi? Beautiful Astral Imprisonment there to save him. However, the Firefly wears off just too early, and this might be the end of Bat Rider. It's probably going to be yes. To be picked off like that, gotta hurt.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Demon, go. Go for my master.
Alright, we're gonna see an attempt to engage with the OD, but stopped by the Ogre Magi, their beautiful OD ultimate, followed by a really big Earth Spirit ultimate. It's not really delivering the damage yet, but there's still a lot of remnants. Gonna be hard to prevent the ult from going up, and oh, yet another one. Earth Spirit will bite the dust. The ward's doing so much work there. The Juggernaut ward pretty much won them that fight. However, OD got saved by Earth Spirit's noble sacrifice there. I see her sitting in the Bat Riders, going for a taxi setup and return, probably anytime soon.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, we're gonna see Spirit Break go in, beautifully interrupted with Molotov there. Vision is also really good to spot out those charges from the Dire side. Shadow Demon now going down as well. Meanwhile, the Dire securing the top tier 2 tower for free by letting the creeps do their work. Bad right on the chase from Mickey. Meanwhile, on the other side, Juggernaut trying to spin out. Astral Imprisonment up. The Remnant didn't connect. Invoker saving Juggernaut's life there. But Horde, they're in a really good spot to push a lot of pressure right now. Meanwhile, Bad Rider, he got Mickey. He went in deep, got Mickey, and got out of there.
Middle tower is under attack.
It's always the kill the cast doesn't look at that will actually happen.
I'll take that as tribute.
Bad Rider teleporting out.
I was meant to have this.
OD meanwhile killing off a ton of creeps. And Horde, they feel comfortable pushing aggression now. Gold is pretty even actually. We might be in for a really long game, but judging by the draft, might actually be a really short one as well. Depending on how the teams choose to play it. Ah, so much beautiful Firefly time wasted, and now he's gonna be charged by the cow. Not gonna go through if it just did it to keep vision. But that's gotta suck if your taxi doesn't bring you where you want to be.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Meanwhile, Spirit Breaker, considering his position, he's not doing too bad.
Dire's
like Earthbird
under attack.
is sitting on a shit ton of money, but then again, he's going Midas. Like I said there, I actually thought it would be the Lifestealer going for the early Midas, but judging by how important he is, because like Bad Rider taxis alone doesn't really see. Oh my god, this might be a disaster. Disaster incoming.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Actually,
attack.
not that much of a disaster, just because Lifesteal shit ton of damage. Oh no, never mind. There we go. Omni Slash committed. Eki now taking a lot of Juggernaut hits, and the Earth Remnant getting countered there by the push. At least Pablo got his Midas, I guess, so Horde can get value. Value XP. Also, the rolling boulder damage he can take at level 25 seems pretty decent to me.
Bottom tower is under
Not saying
attack.
it's good, but in situations where you need Earthbird to actually deliver damage, it's pretty powerful. Because you always need to hit with that ability to actually deal damage.
Dire's bottom
Might as well do some more of it, you know. Spawn time isn't bad either.
into the raid.
That's good if you're behind.
Haste!
And there's gotta be some interesting talents otherwise.
Mine.
So
But I've seen all of these heroes a bit too often, so... Wait, Spirit Breaker, I haven't seen him in a while. Oh yeah, he had the plus 17 chance or the shit ton of charge speed. Plus 17 definitely better. That shit's actually nasty.
Radiant's bottom
I love how
tower
the
is
courier
under
is flying.
attack.
I don't know. I really like his animation. So cheerfully, gracefully with the tail. Tail wagging every time he goes up and down as well. I like this
Dire's
design
top
just because you
tower
can
is
see there
under
was so
attack.
much time put in the effect.
Radiant's
I'm
bottom
not
tower
saying I
has
like the
fallen.
gimmicky pay to get awesome effects idea. I'm not saying I dislike it, but
Dire's top
I
tower
much prefer
has fallen.
unusuals. Meanwhile, the Dire top tower
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
getting killed. But yeah, I'm gonna go
bottom
take a look at the
tower is
items.
under attack.
Show you guys
Dire's
while
top
nothing much
tower
is
under
happening.
attack.
So, Lifesteal, he got Desolator and
Radiant's
Armlet.
bottom tower is under attack.
OD, meanwhile, Hurricane Pike, Midas, and Blink Dagger. And I mean, Horde got 2 Midases. They didn't get a Midas on the Lifestealer, but that's to be expected. Or no, actually, wait. Yeah, they have 2 Midases, never mind. Got confused there for a second. And meanwhile, going in, they got Darkseer really fast. He got Mech, he got Mana Boots, he got Blink Dagger, so he can definitely blink and save lives. Blazemon also got a Midas. I confused his Midas for a sec there. But he has Aghanims as well, so Invoker doing pretty decent on the item timing. Everybody actually is. Other than Bat Rider, he's like slightly behind, but go got Force Staff and Blink Dagger, so a lot of mobility. If you have your core items on a Bat Rider, you don't mind falling behind too much, especially not if you create your OD so much space. Just look at the OD. Pretty sure most Bat Riders, if given the choice, would give their net worth to OD if they could. And this is pretty much what happened this game, indirectly then.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Radiant are gonna put a lot of damage on the Dire bottom tower. Next tier 2 going down, and going in they got a ton of push. Meanwhile, Horde, they got a pretty
Radiant's
quick push
top
with the
tower is
Dezo
under
and Armlet on
attack.
the Lifesteal as well, but
Radiant structures are
their
fortified.
draft doesn't allow them to push out lanes in terms of like creep waves safely and quickly at the same time, because going in they got Iron Shell, they got the Invoker as well, who can send spirits to assist.
Well-gotten gains.
Talk about spirits, here we got a pair of them. Those are actually pretty swell. I like the design.
Dire's bottom
Look at
tower
them.
is under attack.
Little Skeletoni goons. I wish I could see what they're called, since I'd love to get a pair of those. If anyone knows, please tell me, so I can hit up the market. Well, actually I like the fire and ice ones as well. I should decide which one first. But yeah, meanwhile we got a smoke gank from GI. I shouldn't sidetrack too much, but then again, this game is gonna be pretty slow with both teams kind of relying on their Midas. It's fast in terms of like pushes, but it's really slow in terms of ganks, because both teams, GI, they can push safely, so they're making pushing a priority. Now again on the middle lane, they're working here. They feel comfortable forcing a fight right now as well, with Darkseer being well fed. They got a well fed Darkseer, a well fed Invoker as well. They aren't afraid to fight right now, not at all.
Dire's middle tower
Got an
is under
Invoker who
attack.
can output a shit ton of spells, spell damage, etc.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And 33, finally we're gonna see another pickup here. Enabled by DNZ's cow. This base hamburger doing some work.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, the last tier 2 is falling.
Dire's
Back in the
middle
day,
tower
this would
has
have,
fallen.
well, back in the day, a couple of weeks ago, this would have been huge. Right now, it's good, but it's not that good. Pretty sure any team would prefer one tier 3 above 2 tier 2s, and 99.5% of the time. There's only very few drafts in which it wouldn't work out. Also, to answer the question of barrier in the chat, the game is pretty quiet, so why not talk to chat for a bit, you know? Barrier asked who's ahead, and like who's ahead right now, / how good are the team composition? Probably bet on Horde, judging by the way he wrote it, but basically the situation right now is this for those who aren't too familiar with Dota. Going in, don't have that good of a late game. Like, it's still pretty good, but eventually they're gonna fall off over like after the next 15 to 20 minutes they're gonna fall off pretty hard. Since Invoker, who has a lot of good disables and damage, his damage just isn't gonna do that much anymore compared to hard carries. Compared to OD as well on the middle lane. So Invoker's damage is gonna fall off, and Juggernaut, who's a melee hero, once we get to the point where supports are able to disable melee heroes, he's gonna fall off quite a bit as well, so Horde are technically ahead if it comes to a late game. If it comes to like, the longer the game goes, without any towers falling, without going and getting big objectives, the more Horde's gonna pull ahead, and going in know that, so they're gonna try and make something happen here, and they will with team initiation. OD immediately going down, Gorg's immediately following, and oh my god, that's a triple kill. So yeah, Juggernaut doing what he does best, and that answers the question just as I was about to do so much great analyzing and explaining here. We get 3 people wiped, 1 lane going down here.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
That's two lanes of Rex at the very least. And Lifesteer and OD are still down for a bit, but going in here, they're gonna play it really conservatively. At this point, they're in a really great spot. They're gonna take the shrines now, and if Horde don't manage to push back a lot, like we're talking 4 people wipe, it would be especially great around a Roche fight. Okay, there's somebody at my door, so I gotta go real quick. I'm gonna keep the camera locked on Juggernaut, so you know what's up. Might be important, so be right back.
Well-gotten gains.
Alright, I'm back. It was just my neighbor asking me for a light since his last lighter gave up, and you know, going for a drive just to buy a lighter doesn't really seem worth it, so he borrowed one of mine real quick. Had to disturb me during my cast, but we didn't miss anything it seems, so that's really great. And Bad Rider. They're looking for an initiation here, or at least for a chance to initiate, but nothing really happening. Also, those spirits look like they're currently walking through the fire. I thought he was burning just because of those flame particles flying off them, you know.
I was meant to have this.
But yeah, that's gonna be some shrine damage done by the spirits. Lifesteer really glad with the farm here. He got a skull bash by now. Now going for the assault curse, which he isn't even that far away anymore. He already got a hyperstone. OD also got a BKB, which still has 9 seconds left on him, and he's now going for a really great. Oh god damn it! I got a hiccup. Sorry guys. Why is my life so goddamn stressful? But anyways, GI taking the Roche here, and Oh yeah. Sheepstick coming in for the OD. So like I said, if the game lasts, Horde can definitely pull back. Sheepstick counters going in really hard. Juggernaut, he got a spin, but during the spin he can't output that much damage. And after the spin is done, he can get sheepsticked up and then taken apart really quickly. So, not all is lost. I've seen more miraculous comebacks. Yesterday we had a better comeback than this. I know it wasn't pushed as far. It was only tier 3s being pushed down, but the gold advantage was way worse. Also, there we go. So the Midases are definitely doing some work for the dire side here. The only one who really has gold problems is Aki. But we're gonna see a push attempt here from going in. If they win this fight, it's game. That is, if they manage to.
Double damage.
Alright. Siege still commencing now. Juggernaut with the Lincolns and Electricity is gonna get sent high ground. There we go. Like I said, OD got huge damage on him, but the genius, the freaking brilliant vacuum wall play here. Oh my god, Horde being torn to pieces. OD buying back, but what good is a single OD going to do? The Earth Spirit ultimate is really big here. And undeniably, Pablo is an Earth Spirit god, but going in, they know that their team is strong right now, they use it. So, this is game. GG, I said so. If going in with this fight is game, it is how I love being right. I don't know, it just feels really good. As if you make a prediction and it comes true. You know, you're starting to feel like Dota god. Might just be my personal god complex though, so take it with a grain of salt or two. Anyways, it's a best of 3, so 2 more games coming up. I'm going to host the lobby, so might be a bit longer than usual when we got a designated admin.